guys a little bit of background on my health journey and my weight loss story. Pretty much ever since I hit puberty, I've always been thick. Like I've always had hips, thighs, and a belly. You know, I didn't grow up in a household where I had really good eating habits. Like I pretty much always kind of snacked a lot and ate a lot of fast food. So growing up, that's something that a habit that I had to break, and a cycle that I had to break, as far as eating more organic food, you know, trying new vegetables. Whenever I was in high school was the first time that I really started to like want to lose weight, and at that time I was only thinking about like working out, like let me run on the treadmill, let me like lift some weights, let me do all of this stuff to lose weight. And at that time, like sometimes that would work a little bit, you know, that would really kind of make a difference for me, like working out and kind of just eating more, like drinking smoothies and things like that. Like that's what I thought a healthy lifestyle was just working out and drinking smoothies. And that kind of carried over into college, up until there was a point where I really just wanted to make a real lifestyle change and figure out what I can do to lose weight and to be healthier overall. And that's whenever I started to do more research and understand different body types and what workouts work for this person, what workouts work better for another type of person, understanding how to actually cook, learning how to cook, learning different diets, like a meatless diet versus a low carb diet, and all these different types of things that you can do to be healthier and to lose weight. So that's whenever I started to learn more and do more research, and started to take different things into my own life. And whenever I started to make those changes, I think spring 2017 was probably the thinnest I've ever been. I was meal prepping a lot. That's whenever I really seriously took out red meat out of my diet. Like I mostly just ate like a lot of white meat and seafood, like fish and like lean meats. That's also whenever I began to just try new vegetables and try new ways to prepare different vegetables that would be more appetizing and more appealing to me, as well as working out a lot more. I was very consistent with going to the gym, and I saw a lot of major results in that. Like my arms got a lot smaller, my midsection got a lot smaller, and I felt better about myself, and I had more energy. So that was something that was really beneficial for me. But during that period in time, I had lost my job and I had graduated from school, and it was in the job hunt. So it was a lot of different life changes happening to me at one time that put me in a place of like depression and like just a lot of emotional changes. And I'm a very emotional eater. Whenever I'm sad, I eat a lot of salty food. I eat everything yummy, you know, everything. I want some cake, I want some pizza, I want like just put it all on my plate, you know. And then the unfortunate thing about that is in the long run, you end up being more sad, more depressed, and more unhappy with yourself because you're eating all this bad stuff. You feel bad and you look bad and you're sad, you know? You feel bad, you look sad, and you're sad. Seems like it all goes together. So ever since then, I really have not been able, that was about a year ago, I haven't really been able to get back into the groove of eating healthy, working out, and having a very healthy lifestyle. So I felt like the Phentermine would be a good way to kick that off. The way that I found out about Phentermine to begin with, a few years ago, if you're somebody who follows like the Shade Room and Baller Alert and all those like ratchet blogs that just give you a whole bunch of information that you really don't need to know, there was a beef between Blac, Chyna, and an Instagram model by the name of Heather Sanders. She's like really good friends with like Kylie Jenner and stuff, and her and Chyna was like going back and forth, and Chyna had mentioned, and you know, I was like, what is that? You know, yellow pills, how I get one? Like I just started to be really interested in it. But it never really, like I didn't really do too much research. I think I like Googled it a little bit, but never really like thought about something that I could actually take. It wasn't until fast forward till a few months ago, around like Marchish, a video for Phentermine came up like on my YouTube, and I was like, okay, so you know, I watched that video and ended up watching a couple other videos of it, and I was like, you know, this could be something that's a good option for me. Like I'm not excessively overweight, I'm not like excessively obese or anything like that, but I do have, you know, quite a bit of weight to lose in order to be at a comfortable weight for me and a comfortable weight for my health, you know. So I was kind of just, you know, putting that in my mind and doing a little bit of research on it. And I had a doctor's appointment that came up, and right around the time that I had the doctor's appointment, I had taken a picture with my boss and looked at the picture, and I just looked so big to me. Like, I looked huge, my arms looked so big. You know, whenever you just see a picture of yourself and you're like, this is not who I am. Like, this is not the way I want to look. This is not the person that I want to be presenting to the world. So it really pushed me even more to like want to take it. My concerns with possibly wanting to take it was, am I going to be bigger afterwards? Like, how is this sustainable for me? Like, if I start taking this medication now, how long do I have to be on it before I really lose a whole lot of weight, number one? And number two, even if I do lose weight, what's going to happen whenever I get off of it? Am I going to gain all of that weight back plus more? Because a lot of videos that you watch out there, that's what a lot of people say, is that they end up gaining a lot more weight after. And I was kind of trying to tell myself, well, you won't do that. You'll be smarter than that. You know, I was just trying to talk myself into that's not going to be me, but that concern was realistically still there. So I made a doctor's appointment in late April, and I was still kind of on the fence about taking it, but I was going to mention it to her to see what she said. And whenever they weighed me. Now, I rarely weigh myself. Like, I don't really care about the number on the scale. I'm someone who's more concerned with how I feel and how I look. Because if you look at a picture of me, and I'll insert a picture of me somewhere in here, I don't look the weight that I am. Like, some people could look at me like, oh, she's thick, but I don't know, you don't really put a number on it, you know? So I've never been one who's focused on the number, because I feel like my number is always going to be high. I have hips, I have thighs, but if my stomach is really flat and my waist is really flat and I have a lot of energy and I look good, I don't really care what it says. So I don't weigh myself. Going to the doctor's appointment, they weighed me. So whenever they weighed me, it was like a shock. You know, I was really, really shocked by the number and what my BMI was. And pretty much in that moment, I decided that I need to go ahead and get on this, because I have to do something. Like, I have to do something. Something has to change. So I made an appointment with, I told my doctor, you know, I really want to get on this medication. Do you think that it's right for me? And she was kind of like, well, you know, you're not really that big. It's probably better if you just kind of, you know, work out, eat healthy, and, you know, lose weight on your own. But I was like, yeah, you know, I've been doing that and it's not really working. She said, okay, I can give you like a 60-day supply, and then after the 60 days, we can just see, you know, where things are as far as your weight and your health, and make a decision from there whether or not you need to continue it, and hopefully you don't need to continue it. Okay, sure. So the pills that I got were actually not the little yellow pills that Blac, Chyna and them were talking about. Mine was actually white. Now, I don't think that there's a difference between the type of brands that you can get it from. Like, most people who have tried different brands have all said that it's pretty much the same. So, you know, I was kind of nervous whenever I was beginning it, because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen to me. Like, am I going to grow like a third arm? You know, I'm always kind of concerned whenever you're taking a new medication. It's always going to affect your body in some kind of way, right? But I began taking it and really didn't have too many negative side effects. Like, I took it once a day. I typically took it in the evening, and I began taking it every single day. I was prescribed to take it once a day. It didn't necessarily taste bad or anything. It's a very small pill. Didn't really have too many problems with it. For the most part, the way it affected me is mainly as an appetite suppressant. Like, I wasn't hungry. I could eat a meal in the morning and not really be hungry until like 3-4 p.m. And even then, I could just eat something smaller. Like, my portions got a lot smaller. I wasn't hungry throughout the day. Like, it really helped with me not snacking as much. I'm a big snacker. And a lot of the time, that's where I end up wasting a lot of my calories, is in my snacks. And taking that pill kind of eliminated the need for a snack, because I just wasn't hungry in between meals. It also really boosted my energy. I got a lot of energy. I was able to go to the gym just about every other day. You know, I was able to push myself to go to the gym. So whenever I was mentally like, I'm going to go to the gym, it wasn't like, okay, I really want to go to the gym, but I'm tired. You know, I want to lay down. I want to sleep. Whenever I was in that kind of battle, the whole I'm tired thing kind of went out the window. So if I was mentally wanting to go to the gym, I would go and I would do it, and I would feel great. So it was overall pretty positive. The only negative side effects that I saw was the fact that I did have so much energy. It did affect my sleep. So while it was great, because after work, you know, after 5 p.m. working a full day, you know, sometimes you don't want to go, but now I have that energy to go. But at the same time, I also have energy in the night. Whenever I'm trying to turn off my mind and turn off my body, I can't really sleep as well. So that was something that was a little bit of a challenge at the beginning, was I just really couldn't sleep until I started to train myself to start taking like a nighttime tea. Like I started drinking a nighttime tea sometimes to help push myself to go to sleep, or like half a pill of a melatonin, like half a melatonin pill. And that kind of helped me too, because before I started doing that, I would kind of feel, you know, that interesting, that weird feeling that you get whenever you're tired but you just drink a whole bunch of caffeine, so you're up and you're ready to go, but you're still physically tired. Like it doesn't take away the fact that you're tired, and your body actually does need that time to rest and rejuvenate. So I was kind of feeling that weird lethargic feeling for a while, and that was one of the negative feelings that one of the negative outcomes that came out of it. Another thing was how thirsty I got. Like I was so dehydrated. I'm somebody who drinks a lot of water anyway. Like I drink a lot of water throughout the day because I'm just naturally pretty thirsty, and I like drinking water. Like the only time that I don't drink water is early in the morning, and I'll have like tea or coffee, but throughout the rest of the day I'm mostly just drinking water. I don't really drink a whole lot of juices or sodas on a regular basis, just whenever I'm going out, or you know, I'm drinking something like an alcoholic beverage, something to that effect. So started drinking more water. It just made me so thirsty. Like I could just drink water right now, and then like 30 minutes later, like I'm thirsty again. And it's not even just like, oh, I'm thirsty, it's like I'm dying. Like I've been walking 10 miles in the Sahara. Like I'm so thirsty, like I'm about to pass out. There was at one point where I was literally so dehydrated, like my head was hurting, my throat was dry, like I almost like was choking, like I couldn't breathe, I was so thirsty. So that was one of the things that was very scary and a little uncomfortable to deal with, but I just kind of learned and realized, like, okay, I always had water on hand all the time, but I just needed to make sure I really had water on hand all the time. But those were the only two, the thirst and the effects on my sleep were the only two that were pretty negative. Only negative side effects that I really experienced. Everything else was pretty positive. Like I said, it gave me an energy boost. It helped me go to the gym more, which helped me in the physical activity portion. And it also, you know, appeased my appetite. So I was more willing to eat smaller portions and not as interested in eating as much overall. You know, there was a lot going on at my job at the time with like work and everything, and I wasn't working out as much as I should have been. I wish that I had worked out more. I wish that I was like, you know, more active. I really just don't like going to the gym realistically. I don't like working out, I don't like running, I don't like doing all of that. So those also played a role in my results. While I did lose some weight, I didn't lose as much weight as I had expected or as I had wanted, which was a little bit discouraging, and kind of made me feel like, you know, why should I be taking this pill? If I'm not losing like 30-40 pounds, like why am I taking it, right? And the other things that I did while I was on the pill was, you know, whenever I am working out, using a waist trainer to kind of try to like melt out more fat and like sweat off more fat like in the midsection area. I honestly really don't know like how like scientifically correct that is, but I see a difference whenever I wear it, and I like that. So that's one of the things that I did, along with taking an apple cider vinegar pill. So like the whole apple cider vinegar thing I know is a big craze, especially on social media and YouTube, and I found it to be beneficial for me because it kind of boosted my metabolism a little bit, as well as help, you know, me have bowel movements, which help with the bloating and like the stomach midsection area as well. So that's something that I really liked and that I do plan on continuing to do, is taking the apple cider vinegar pills. And I will leave a link below for the apple cider vinegar pills that I did take, which I just got on Amazon. But I didn't really see like major results, which, like I said, just kind of discouraged me a little bit. It made me feel like, well, you know, why am I doing this? So I kind of just took a break from it, and the first couple of days after I took a break from it, like my stomach was like a black hole. Like literally I was eating everything. I kept eating and eating and eating and eating and eating. And you know, when you're that hungry, you're not always necessarily thinking about eating for fuel or eating for health. You just want to eat. Like I just want some chips, I want some cookies, I want whatever is around, I just want to eat it. Like I'm hungry. I was very hungry for the first couple of days after, like, I guess it kind of filtered out of my system, which was another thing that kind of made me feel like, well, dang, you know, like after I get off this pill, is this what's going to happen to me? Am I going to be this hungry to the point where I'm eating a whole bunch of crap and losing all of the results, all the efforts and all the gains that I made? I'm going to go right back to square one because this, you know, this thing is making me like I'm going back to my regular appetite. So I was very upset whenever I realized that. And around the same time, I went on vacation for my birthday and I went to New Orleans. So, you know, whenever I wasn't, the first day I did try to take it and, you know, like not eat as much. But I'm like, I'm on vacation, it's my birthday, I want to be able to eat, I want to be able to enjoy food. And you know, we're drinking a lot as well, 'cause it is New Orleans, you know, girl trip, and it's our birthday, so of course I'm gonna be like, shots for you, shots for you, shots for you, shots for everybody, okay? And when you're drinking, you want to be able to eat, you want to eat a little bit so that you're not like getting sick or getting too drunk either. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna take it during this time. And whenever I came back from my trip, I just looked at all of the pictures. Now insert some pictures in this video of the way I looked. I just looked kind of bloated and fat, like my stomach just looked huge to me. I was just super like disgusted, like I just thought I looked horrible, you know, I thought I looked terrible. So I just felt like, okay, you know, this isn't working for me, I don't want to take this pill anymore. And the rest of June was just kind of that, of me being discouraged and disappointed. I was also going through like my skin was breaking out and wasn't looking the way I wanted it to look also. So that was another thing that was really discouraging and disappointing to me also. I didn't really realize until I actually made this video that there might be a correlation between like my acne during that time and taking the pill. Maybe it is, like during that period I did have like really bad acne, like my skin was really breaking out a whole lot. So I'm not saying that it is because of the phentermine, I'm just saying that that might be something to consider, because possibly because of the phentermine. Like I didn't pay attention to that at first. So that's something to think about if you're someone who struggles with acne, or you really hate having acne. Well, everybody hates having acne, but if you're someone who is very prone to breakouts, or you cannot have breakouts at all like during a certain period, keep that in mind that you might break out because of it. I do still have some of the pills left. At this time, I think that I will end up taking some of them, not necessarily right now. I'm just going to be taking a more holistic and traditional way of losing weight and getting to a healthier lifestyle, like just adopting a healthier lifestyle. I'm just going to try to motivate myself and push myself to work out more, reduce my carbs and my sugar intake. I've been learning a lot more about the keto diet, and I think I'm probably going to do like a modified keto diet and see how that works for me. But I am going to just try a more traditional approach to weight loss rather than going back on the phentermine, like for real. So I really do hope that this was informational for you guys. If you're interested in going into phentermine, feel free to comment, like, and, you know, let me know what your journey has been. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.